Vanity Fair, March. I mentioned that it never occurred to me that it was more than a coincidence that the Hollywood issue takes place in March, but that is, of course, Oscar Day. You didn't get a chance to see much of it?
I didn't see much of it. I just saw clips of it. And the reason being is that, I'm a little over red carpet fashion. Meaning that I'm tired of the same old ball gowns parading down the red carpet.
Well, that is funny. I guess you missed one. It upset me that on, I think it's called What Not to Wear, the Fashion Police, the Joan Rivers one, everyone gives their worst dress of the evening, and in all fairness, most of those dresses were on the lower side of, they were in the worst of the evening category. And then Joan Rivers vetoes them all and says that Kate Blanchett's Givenchy dress was the worst, which I felt it was one of the standouts. It was light purple with like yellow beading, and it had this really interesting circular cut out of it.
I remember that.
The back looked a little unfinished. I'll give them that, but I thought, the draping was very subtle. It wasn't formless sheet quality, but it also wasn't sex me up, hip hugging quality. I thought that was, well, it upset me because for me that was a standout dress for me, and Joan singled that out as like the opposite for her. Wanted to make a note about this cover. Now, do you remember? I guess they alternate. Sometimes they have only men. Sometimes they have only women. This one is a mixed crowd. Do you remember? I think it was last year or 2 years ago. It was like a light pink cover. It had like Kristen Stewart, Abby Cornish, and a couple other girls, and they were upset because there were no black people on the cover.
Yes.
Do you remember that? And I had to take a little bit of issue. I thought it was a little strong to weigh that criticism on them because, you go other years back. I can think of a particular one with Owen Wilson, Jack Black. They did have Chris Rock in there, which I felt Chris Rock he hasn't really distinguished himself as an actor, but they still had him on there, I think, in an effort to be inclusive. And I see this one, it has, I think his name's Anthony Mackie. He was in the Hurt Locker. Yeah. And good movie. He gave a good performance. I don't see that he's in, and then Rashida Jones, daughter of Quincy Jones. But I feel like I don't really see him. I think he's in one other thing, but I feel like, they're not, like they put him in, I feel like they put him in to add a little color to the picture, which for me proves that they're not averse to showing color, and it's not as if you have to be more established than the average white actor in order to be on this cover. He's not on the front cover. He's relegated to the, but the majority of them are on the inside cover. So I don't think that's too racial.
Yeah, well, I do have issue with the placement though. Like when you said that he was on the inside cover, that's the first thing that I noticed. I thought, even before I opened it up, I thought as I was pulling it out, I said, I bet
there's going to be black people in there.
Are on the inside flap.
Well, yeah, and we have to, I think we're going to try to be bringing it more to the forefront that, you could place bets on who's going to die earliest in the movie, and it's going to be the black guy. And it's usually, Hollywood prefers to sacrifice the black guy. They prefer to portray his he sacrifices for the other people, like go on without me and this and that, and it's getting it's still around. It's getting more and more tiresome. So we will hope to see less and less of that as years progress.
It's kind of like a form of second class
citizenship,
magazine citizenship. Yeah.
But, okay, in all fairness, Anne Hathaway and James Franco, they hosted the Oscars. You gotta be, Ryan Reynolds, well, they they threw him a bone. He was in the proposal. I don't think that, I think that everyone thinks that he hasn't been able to quite live up to his potential. Not through, I don't think through as much fault of his own. It's just, I mean, it's hard to make it. It's hard to make it out there. And who else do we got? Well, Jake Gyllenhaal, he's definitely made it. Regardless of how many flops he has already made it.